1 minute to go yet.
Did you hear that Red Creek, did that catch on fire the other night? Somebody said there was a fire there the other night.
Red Creek Farm Road?
Yeah, that Zappatelli thing, or I guess Zappatelli,
Oh, yeah, they don't own it anymore.
I don't think they have it anymore, but
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that would be really unfortunate for that. I mean, he just purchased the business. What was that, maybe 3 months ago?
I didn't know
Oh,
it
so
was,
recent.
yeah, I didn't know it was changed, but somebody said, see what day was
Yeah,
that?
How are you doing today?
Maybe Friday or Saturday?
No.
Maybe?
Yeah, it could be worse.
I haven't heard about it yet.
Said it was the room next to the kitchen, there was so maybe it wasn't much of a fire. I didn't see anything in the paper or anything about it, but.
Yeah, I got a minute to go.
Maybe
I'll tell you in a minute. Just give me a chance. My phone says 6:29, so I can't start it yet.
Yes, it does. 6:29.
Hey, my last act as a chairman, I got to do what I got to do for the year. You know,
Is what?
I do it right.
Did you say his last act?
Just let it. Oh, because it's
Okay.
up for voting here soon.
Oh,
Rachel, that on?
Yes.
And we on? Ready to
Yes.
go? Okay. Good evening. Welcome to the Painesville Township Zoning Commission meeting for December 11th, 2023. Jim, take a seat up front here, sir. You can stay standing if you want to.
I will.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Okay, Mark.
Yes.
John Hott.
Here.
Jim.
Here.
Daryl, who's not here. John Everett, who's not here, and Chairman.
Is here. Okay. Rachel or Harley, do we receive any inquiries from the public?
I have not.
I have not, Mr. Chairman.
And you, sir, for one of our agenda items. Okay. I'm gonna call the regular meeting to order, and we had the minutes of the November 13th meeting sent to us via email. Any corrections that the members deem necessary? Hearing none, entertain a motion for approval.
So moved.
I second.
And Jim seconded. Discussion on the motion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Okay, Mark.
Yes.
Okay, Jim.
Yes.
Daryl, who's not here. John Everett, who's not here. John Hott.
Yes.
And Chairman.
Yes. Okay. If anybody doesn't object to what I want to do right now, I want to flip 5 and 6. And since we have the gentleman here from the audience for number 6, since he's here, I'd rather start with him. If any objections from the board?
None.
Hearing none. Site plan, it's the case continues from November 13th. Site case is 2023-011 ZC. Site plan review for a 40 by 60 addition to a pre-existing structure at 410 Temple Road. Sir, please state your name and see what you're going to be doing. Take your name for the record.
Oh,
and
it's
address.
Alan Wells, and I represent K Home Improvements.
And your address?
Oh, 130 Bohall Road, Painesville.
Okay. So,
Can I swear him
go ahead.
in? Do you swear to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, what's your the addition? Go ahead. Explain to us what you plan on doing, and you have a
Well, it's currently is an existing business that does a lot of boat storage, boat repair, just general storage in that whole street area right there. They want to put a 40 by 60 on the boat repair building for extra storage and workspace.
Is it going to be similar in structure to the
It will
existing?
match exactly in all forms the existing structures that are there.
Okay.
Now, there was one thing, it was brought to my attention this morning, and I didn't know this. The owner had built a couple of buildings prior to this on the property without pulling the proper zoning and building permits. And I got him up here this morning to get that squared away. I'm going to go meet with him this morning, help him fill out the paperwork, get that taken care of so we can proceed with this. So,
Okay.
but I was not made aware of that until this morning. So,
Don't worry, sir. I'm not going to hold you out against
okay.
Commissioner. Anybody a commission? Questions for the applicant?
Is this going on the main building
No, it's not a main building, it's just a workshop area.
attached to?
Oh, it's going to be attached to the main building, yes.
Did we have, I'm trying to recall, a couple of years ago, we approved something down there at that time, or do you remember?
Yes, ultimately, that site plan review was approved, in 2017. However, the applicant didn't move forward with that plan.
Okay.
And ultimately, it started with a site plan review of a structure that would have straddled what is now a property line between two parcels. The applicant at the time has since sold or is in the process of selling one of those parcels that the project in 2017 was meant for. There was also an expansion done in 2013. That was done via site plan review and was approved.
I'm thinking of.
Is there any change in any parking conditions based upon the?
No, sir, it's all open space now. It's a gravel parking lot. They basically just sit boats there now.
So does this meet, at the current time, does this meet the requirements? Or is there a problem with the unapproved buildings that's holding up, or?
No, so the buildings, the unapproved buildings will be handled separately. I won't be able to issue a zoning permit, but you all can process the site plan review without acknowledging those other buildings. It's just the permit itself would be
Okay.
held up, so they wouldn't be able to move forward with the build of the addition
Until the others
those
take
other
care
two
of it, okay.
are resolved, yes. But they can definitely go through and get the approval for the site plan review.
And it sounds like the property was divided then, so there's no problems with distance from the property line and so on.
Not for this
Not for
project.
this one.
No, for the other two there is.
Oh, okay.
Actually, the existing building we're doing now, they had it originally drawn up with a foyer area on one property side line, and it interfered with the variance, so we cut that out completely and eliminated that. It would put us inside what we're allowed to do.
Yeah, and initially there was an encroachment into the setback area, and when I brought it to his attention, they just completely eliminated it, and so they're completely in compliance with all setbacks.
Any other questions from the commission? From the applicant? Sir? Okay, thank you.
Okay, I thank you for your time. Appreciate it.
We may have some more questions, but we'll
Okay.
not done yet.
They have my email, my phone number, so just give me a holler. Okay.
We haven't, we haven't,
Okay. It's new to me, so.
don't worry about it. Staff recommendation for the site plan.
For the scope of the site plan, Mr. Chairman, I would say that approval of this request would be appropriate. considering the site itself and the minimal impact this addition would have on the site.
That'll be taken care of later.
Yeah, the two other structures, that's another matter, and we'll, yeah, but as for this project, staff recommendation would be approved.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Good, John.
I'll make a motion that we accept the
Site plan
site
as
plan as
submitted.
presented.
I have a motion to accept the site plan as submitted. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Jim seconded. Discussion on the motion for the site plan approval? Hearing none, roll call please.
Okay, Jim,
Yes.
Mark,
Yes.
Daryl, who's not here, John Hott.
Yes.
John Everett's not here, and Chairman.
Yes. Sir, it's been approved.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Yep, now you may go if you want to.
Good evening, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to go back now to the agenda item number 5, public hearing. Application for map amendment, proposed map amendment, rezoning 37 parcels along North Ridge Road from I-1 light industry, I can't talk tonight, and I-2 heavy industry to B3 commercial. Last time we had a discussion. Staff informed us and showed us a map of what they were proposing. And we've received a letter from the Lake County Planning Commission, and I'd like to have Harley explain to us how that came out.
So the Lake County Planning Commission made a recommendation that is not in line with the goals of our comprehensive plan, nor is it in line with the trustees' vision for the township in general on that stretch of North Ridge Road.
Mm-hmm.
The reasons for the recommendations as written to go against a portion of what our comprehensive plan states were unclear. And so myself and Trustee Hillier have a meeting scheduled with Dave Radacci tomorrow afternoon to discuss those further. What those concerns were and why that recommendation was made the way that it was. In addition to that, there was a recommendation made that I do agree with. The recommendation was to instead rezone property to B2 as opposed to B3. And the reasoning for that was that there are business types permitted in B3 that right now have a limited footprint that we want to maintain. And should we rezone to B3, we would increase the footprint of the potential footprint of those business types. And so the recommendation was to rezone to B2. That said, I know that the zoning commission can take and approve based on the recommendation, so adopt the recommendation of the planning commission. However, in the planning commission's recommendation, they only recommended to rezone a portion of those parcels to B2 and then leave the remainder industrial.
Okay.
So, that said, I need to get with our legal to see if we can adopt that portion, and instead of only applying it to the parcels that the planning commission deem appropriate, we can apply it to zoning change to all of the parcels. And so staff recommendation would be there are two possibilities that I would recommend would be to table the public hearing, or continue the public hearing rather, giving us an opportunity to speak with Dave Radacci and speak with our legal is to ensure that we know the best way to move forward with this. And the other option would be, to, you know, without legal's advice, I couldn't really say, because I wouldn't want to recommend approval. I wouldn't want to say that staff's recommendation would be to approve as submitted, because we don't want B3 now with this new information, or new considerations rather. But I would say that staff recommendation would be to follow the spirit of our comprehensive plan and the overall goals of the trustees.
The other thing too with the whole thing is that, you know, we have right now staff recommends like to go into rezoning all this property to B3, recommending going to B2, which we can do as amended. We can approve their resolution as amended. However, there seems to be a difference of opinion from the Lake County Planning Commission and Painesville Township of what, because this was initiated by the trustees.
Yes.
So what the trustees want to do, and what the planning commission says, is a little bit of not on the same page. So we can, if we wanted to, rezone part of it and leave the other part alone. Or, in my opinion, I'd rather not do that. Only reason why is because let's see what comes out of the meeting with the township and Lake County Planning Commission tomorrow, and we can always take this up at the January meeting. Now, for us to do that, we would have to have a motion to continue the public hearing to our January 8th meeting. That's what we would have to do.
And there's no adversarial downside or anything like that for the postponement then? Is there an impact one way or the other?
I don't anticipate there being an impact. Now, the rezoning, the ultimate goal of the rezoning is to ensure that we're establishing a commercial corridor, where the main entrance and exit of the new casement development will be. And because we anticipate a lot of economic development on that side of the township, we want to ensure that the parcels that are currently vacant remain so. Now, that said, I don't anticipate there being anyone looking to build right now. So I couldn't imagine the 30-day delay really affecting it. That said, ultimately, the zoning commission will make a recommendation to the trustees, and then the trustees will take your recommendation as well as the planning commission's recommendation into consideration before making their final vote. So really, if we were to wait for the supplemental information that Dave would be providing, you would then take that into consideration and compare that to the goals and objectives of Painesville Township, and then give your recommendation to the trustees as to what you think is best for the township. And then the trustees would take your opinion.
I would be very happy to entertain the motion.
Well, we have, before we go in, don't make a motion, we really have two options. Number one, we can close the public hearing and make a decision later on in the meeting. And meaning approve it as amended or approve it as what's shown tonight. Or we just table it, continue the public hearing, and then have a continuing with more information in a January meeting. So the two options we only have is continuing it or closing it. That's right for at this point in time right now.
But the motion I would make is to table it for the next meeting.
No, not table,
Well,
continue.
Table.
Continue the public hearing for next meeting,
Yeah.
January 8th. Okay, I got a meeting. I got a meeting. I have a motion on the floor to continue the public hearing on case 2023-011 ZC. No, make it back. 010 ZC. And I have a motion on a table right now to continue.
I'll second.
Jim seconds it. Discussion on the motion. Hearing none, roll call, please.
Okay, John Hott,
Yes.
Jim,
Yes.
Mark,
Yes.
Daryl, who's not here, John Everett, who's not here, and Chairman.
Yes. Okay. So that'll be moved to continue to next meeting. Okay, new business is none. Old business is none. Number 9 is moot because we have not closed the public hearing, so it's still open. No other items are being held for public hearing for next meeting. Zoning inspector's report.
I have nothing to add, Mr. Chairman. None.
Okay. Any further business to come before the commission? I have one. Just to let everybody know that next meeting is January 8th. So everybody, I want you to think about this, is to, it'll be very early in our meeting agenda for next month will be a election of officers. Just so throw that out to everybody, okay? I'll let everybody know, so you have a month to think about it, how you want to handle it for next year. And on that note, I wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And I'll see you on the 8th of January. Any other comments from the commission members? Hearing none, I'll adjourn the meeting at 6:50 p.m.
Oh, you said 10 o'clock at first.
That was tough. That was tough.
I wasn't ready to stay that long.